In our previous video, we touched on the dark clouds hanging over F1, as Ferrari raised concerns about FIA's monitoring of Red Bull compliance during the Spanish Grand Prix. Well, the jury might still be out on the Johnny Depp, Amber Heard defamation case, but on the question of FIA monitoring of Red Bull compliance, post-Monaco, the verdict is in, and the FIA has been found guilty of Red Bull bias. The outrageous lie that the post-Marseille 7-race-old race director has reportedly provided in response to Ferrari's complaint in Monaco is slam-dunk evidence of collusion between the FIA and Red Bull, and their commitment to gifting yet another world title to Max Verstappen and Red Bull. We would therefore like to take this opportunity to be the first to congratulate Max and Red Bull on winning the 2022 Driver and Team Championship in the style and manner never seen before in F1, and befitting of such an illustrious combination. We would also like to take this opportunity to inform Liberty Media that they should simply publish their script for the remainder of the season, and put an end to F1 being forever in a state of conspicuous obfuscation, by repeatedly rewriting the rules every time Red Bull and Max run afoul of them. Liberty Media are rich enough to be able to employ the services of the best scriptwriters in Hollywood and WWE for this purpose, and save the pretense that F1 is a genuine sporting contest, with rules and regulations that are conscientiously applied. If, after all the improvements and checks and balances that were brought in post-Marseille, the 7-race-old race director can reportedly declare that he got the instructions that he provided for the Monaco race wrong, then what was the point of the revision of the 2022 regulations post-Abu Dhabi? It is testament to the extent of Liberty Media's media control that we have been unable to find any reports critical of the FIA and Eduardo Freitas for this shocking admission. It is therefore self-evident that John Malone can dictate whatever he wishes in defense of Verstappen and Red Bull, without any opposition. If any of our viewers can provide us with any reports criticizing this shameful admission, please provide the link in the comments below. One does not know whether to be sad or angry at the FIA's outrageous response to Ferrari's complaint about Red Bull's safety line infringements on exiting the pit lane. In the first instance, it is significant that the FIA did not note this transgression during the race, and, in the second instance, their excuse for dismissing it was just disgraceful. The race director's event notes, which are supposed to clarify how the sporting codes will be applied during the race, clearly stated that drivers must keep to the right of the yellow line. Links to the relevant codes and event notes are provided in the description below. There is no requirement under the code to completely cross the left side of the line, as the FIA and their compliant media are now representing. The right side of the line is also a part of the line, and crossing that can be enough grounds to breach the code. The thickness of the line creates the opportunity for ambiguity, and this was what the race director's notes rightly cleared up. The fact that the FIA was prepared to row back from clarity into ambiguity, just to defend Red Bull, says everything about the current state of affairs. The reprehensible attempt by the FIA, and their compliant media, to suggest that the director's notes were somewhat in breach of, or contrary to the sporting code, is simply not true, and just another example of the fake arguments that are now par for the course in F1. There appears to be no depth to which the FIA, F1, and their compliant media will not stoop to prop up Max Verstappen at the expense of the sport and their own integrity. Only 7 races into the season, and with all the supposed post-Marseille improvements, including consistency and transparency, the race director, as reported in the subservient media, is now admitting to his incompetence, and that of the whole process of producing the event notes, by putting forward a fake cut-and-paste excuse. What has cut and paste got to do with the code that was simply cited or referenced? Nothing at all, just a dishonest excuse which relies on the reader not looking beyond the text. For the record, Chapter 4, Section 5, of Appendix L of the ISC is not pasted anywhere in the director's notes. The fact that Freitas is willing to put forward this outrageous lie at the expense of his own reputation, and that of the FIA, is a clear sign that the rot went beyond Marseille and has worsened significantly. Staying to the right of the line is simplicity, clarity, and consistency, while any tire of a car not crossing the line is harder to determine, open to debate and inconsistent interpretation. It is therefore evident that the FIA are still committed to saying or doing anything to prop Max up, no matter the reputational damage. As Mattia Binotto ponders the implication of a race director tearing up his own event notes in defense of Red Bull, he should, in empathy, remember that the race director has the hardest job on the planet. To all the other teams we would remind them of Pastor Niemöller's words. We turn now to the matter of the equally contemptible explanation about the fuel temperature, in response to Ferrari's suspicions about Red Bull's compliance in Spain. The truth is always in the detail, and we therefore invite you all to explain in the comments section below, what, if any difference, displaying the temperature to 1 decimal place makes on the matter. What is the difference between 34 degrees Celsius and 34.0 degrees Celsius? This explanation is an outrageous attempt to give the impression that the tweaking has somewhat cleared up some discrepancy, when there was never any discrepancy in the first place. On the contrary, the evidence suggests that the FIA were only moved to address the issue because it is now affecting Red Bull, as was the case in Spain. When the issue affected Aston Martin in Miami, the FIA did not see reason to act. Regardless of decimal place, the notice was displayed to all the teams at the same time, and as only Red Bull and its sister team had an issue with compliance, then the problem must have been specific to them in Spain. The fact that the FIA came out with this fake explanation in the wake of Ferrari's suspicions about Red Bull compliance is just further evidence of Red Bull bias. It is testament to the extent of Liberty Media's media control that we have been unable to find any reports explaining exactly how this 1 decimal place makes any difference, beyond stating that this is the explanation that the FIA gave. As previously mentioned, if anyone can explain why 1 decimal place should matter, beyond simply stating that it matters, please do so in the comments section below. As Liberty Media have demonstrated their intention to award this year's titles to Max and Red Bull respectively, we are relishing the prospect of the ensuing battle as Ferrari go up against Red Bull, FIA, F1 and Liberty Media. John Todt is out, but how will Domenicali cope? How will the Tifosi respond? Why doesn't John Malone just pick the winners and write the script for each race so as to put an end to all this faffing around?